these little skull cap kind of things. The undershirt, a pair of baggy pants, and these are completely baggy, as you can see. They're basically shapeless. They do have pockets. A lot of African garments don't have pockets. I don't know quite what they do with their stuff, but at any rate, pockets. And then an overshirt, which is more elaborate. And this one has some fancy stitching on it, including a heart over the left side. It's in the right place, what do you know? And then all this kind of embroidery, machine embroidery on it, which is really quite attractive. I understand that the embroidery of this sort is influenced by Muslim designs. And so, you know, the person who wore this might have been Muslim or not, but at any rate, this is very widespread in Nigeria. Then the other one is more fancy dress, and it has this elaborate, probably machine stitched braid on it. And you can see that it even has a beautiful design on the top of the hat. And it also has the undershirt, which is got brocade designs on the pockets and around the neck and on the sleeves. And the kind of fabric that it's on is a brocade fabric. It's all cotton, but I don't know whether the camera's going to pick up this detail, but it's like the designs that we have on tablecloths sometimes, so that makes it a little fancier. And then the pants have elaborate designs on the bottoms of the cuffs. And the gentleman whose daughter gave me these things did actually wear them. I think he wore them in Africa because they were gifts, and so he put them on as a sign of his appreciation. And then this one here has this really gorgeous stitched on braid in patterns that are inspired by Islamic art. So you can see this pattern quite often on Islamic metalware, and it's also found on wall paintings and in mud sculpture wherever Islam is widespread. And it's ornamented on the back as well. So it's really quite a beautiful piece. Now, generally speaking, I wouldn't be able to get outfits like this. You know, I would end up with individual pieces that somebody probably got as a gift from somebody who traveled and didn't really appreciate it, so they gave it to the thrift shop. And that's generally what I pick up. But I did run into at our local flea market about 2 months ago a guy who had boxes of stuff, and a lot of it was Indonesian, you know, from, I'm not sure just where, but at any rate, this outfit came out of his boxes, and it's a woman's dress, as you can see. These other things that we just looked at are all for men. Women in Nigeria wear something like this that is influenced by Western costume, or they wear a simple wrapper that they wrap around their bodies and then tuck in like this, so they're constantly tucking, trying to keep themselves covered up. And so this one is, again, kind of fancy dress. It's a batik style fabric, and then the bodice, as you can see, has ribbons that are sewn at right angles to produce that lattice wear kind of design. And then it has a skirt that is a wrap. So in this case, she would just wrap this around her body and tuck it in. And it has the imprint of the company that it came from. And I have to find the right place where it's printed on there. Maybe it's on this other piece. This other piece is a head tie, so African women traditionally will tie their head up in a scarf-like arrangement, and it's quite elaborate. It ties around like a turban, and then it generally has kind of pieces that stick out sideways. So here is where it says where it came from originally. This veritable wax. The company is JNL or something like that. I thought it said on it where it came from. Didn't we find out the other day when we were looking at this? I can't remember. This says something real wax.
There it is.
Guaranteed real wax. Well, I thought I knew where it came from, but it came from Bali or Java or someplace like that where they do batik work. And one of the reasons that that's interesting is that a lot of African textiles are influenced by the East African trade. So before they actually sailed around the Horn of Africa, they traded with India and places further east because it was easy to get there. And it was all shipboard trade, and it goes back to the 18th century or something like that. So there are a lot of influences on African art from the east, more than you would think. So the fact that the fabric actually came from further east and was used in Africa was interesting to me to see that sort of verified. This again would be fairly fancy dress. You know, it's not like Neiman Marcus by any means, but it's certainly Macy's, and a woman would get dressed up like this to go to the market or do something a little more than just hanging around the house. Then there's one other piece here that I bought at the same time, and I made the mistake of not buying the outfit that went with it, which was kind of dumb. But at any rate, this is another piece of brocade fabric, which is tie-dyed, and as you can see, very elaborately with the kind of purple dye, green, and a rust-colored dye. And you can see how it was folded to do this. And this is probably a skirt. And the blouse that went with it was there, but it was really pretty ugly. It had a bunch of, foo-foo on the top, and it kind of destroyed the beautiful effect of the fabric itself. So that was why I didn't buy it, but then I thought, that was stupid. I should have bought it even though I didn't like it. So these techniques are dying out with the passage of time and the influence of the West. So it's unfortunate that people have to sort of go further afield to find this kind of thing than they used to. It used to be that everybody in Africa wore handmade things like this, and now they wear stuff that came from Japan or China